Okay guys, I'm going to talk about converting an image to an SVG, loading that up into Easel, and creating multiple pages to carve with different bits. So lots of information here. Go ahead and go to Google Images and search for whatever image you're looking for. Putting free black and white clip art at the end of whatever you're looking for seems to pull up some good easy images. I've also heard some people use the wording adult coloring book at the end. That'll also pull up some good images with more detail. So I just went and found a flower that I liked, and I clicked on that here, and it pulled this up. And then I just click on the website, which I already have pulled up here. At this point, I just want to make sure it's free, which this one is, for personal use only, which is fine. That's what I intend to use it for. When I go ahead and push this download button, the image type is a PNG file, which works great for the website I'm going to show you to convert to an SVG. But if the image you're finding is like a JPEG, I just wanted to show you another option for that. So go ahead and right click on your image, save image as. And then I'm just going to save it to my desktop so I know where to find that and delete it later. Okay, and then we're going to go over to this website, convertio.co. Choose your file. And then I'm just going to go down and click on the flower I just picked. And then go to Vector, SVG, and click Convert. And that just takes a minute here. And then click Download. And then you're going to open the file and pull that over into wherever you have your SVGs organized there. So I'm going to pull up Easel. I have this workspace already. I have a test piece. I've input the size of the board. So now I'm going to load up the image that I just saved. Okay. So it pulls in. Just going to resize that and pull it down. And you can see all these, this image has a lot of little vectors here. So sometimes I don't combine the image, depending on what it is. By not combining, you can remove a certain portion of the image. So if you wanted to carve this portion of an image with one bit and then carve this portion with another bit, you wouldn't want to combine everything. But for this image, I'm going to combine. So that way if I move it or resize anything, it's going to be just easier to work with. All right. And then just add some text here. My daughter's name is Mila, so using this for a little sign for her room. And you can play around with sizing and location, of course, too here. Okay, I don't want to cut all the way through, so I'll keep it dark so you guys can see it a little bit better. All right. So now at this point, I'm going to come down here and duplicate, making a couple different pages, keeping one original untouched. And I know I want to cut the name Mila with a 60 degree, but I don't want the 60 degree to cut out any of the flower. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete the flower. And then we'll go over here and input that 60 degree. And then now here at this point, I can change my depth. Just keep it kind of shallow for a quicker cut here. Well, maybe I'll just leave it at that. And then do your cut settings here. I use the X-carve right now, so my feed rates maybe aren't as aggressive as others, but for my 60-degree bit, I run at about 80 or so, and then I can go back and change those, the cut depth too there, play around with that a bit. Okay, so now on this page, I'm going to take out the name Mila, and when I'm designing, I like to have a detail bit in place because it's going to show more detail. If I remove that, that's all I'm going to see on my detail preview. So whenever I'm designing, I just throw whatever detail bit in, and then when I'm picking my bits, I decide from there. So let's just make this a little bit more shallow here. I have a stained board that I'm going to use, so I don't need the carve to be really deep in order for it to show. So let's go over here. I have the 1/8 inch bit as my roughing bit, and then I'm going to pick the 30-degree, just keep it at that, and let's play around. I'm going to show you what the simulation does, and this is kind of how I determine which bits to use. So I know the 30-degree is going to give me good detail. So let's just go up to the cut settings. See, for the 1/8 inch bit, probably run it between 70 and 90, depending on my depths. So I'm just going to change this to 0.02. You don't necessarily need to change that, but okay. And then for the 30-degree bit, I do anywhere from, I don't know, I think 50 to or 70 to 80, somewhere in there. So using the V-carve or the X-carve, I can change my settings mid-carve, my speeds. So that's kind of nice. I don't always put a lot of thought into that. When I'm designing, I can change that, and by listening to the bit and looking at my chip load, if I'm getting dust, then I turn it up a bit. So anyways, let's push the simulate button, and that's showing it's taking 1 minute for the rough, and then 54 minutes for the detail. So I'm looking at a 55-minute carve for this. When the rough bit runs for 1 minute, I always try something smaller. The rough bit goes much faster, the rough pass, so if you can get it into more places, it's going to make the detail bit work less. So let's just change these settings here. Let's try the 45. And again, I'll probably change that mid-carve. And then I'm just going to keep the 30-degree in there. So let's do the simulation again. Now it's telling me it's going to take 5 minutes for the rough and 39 for the detail. So we cut some time off of there. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'd probably go ahead and use these settings. So I will go out into the workshop here, put my piece on the machine, and then I'll pull up this page, cut this with that bit, re-zero, cut that, highlight this, and then do another bit change and 0 for the Mila there. So I will head out to the workshop now.